So, what are you preparing for tomorrow's meal?
So we will have pecel.
Or steamed veggies with peanut sauce, right?
Yeah, it's a traditional Japanese food, I think. Yeah.
What vegetables are you using?
So this is what is it called? Snack bean.
Snake beans.
Snack bean. Because it's like a snack, and then cucumber here. Cucumber, and this one is welloc. What's welloc in English? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I just call it a labusiam.
Yeah, and carrot.
And carrot.
And what else? That's all. And also this potato.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're
all.
gonna steam them and
Yeah.
serve with peanut sauce, right?
Sauce. The peanut sauce is already being made, so we'll just like adding some hot water in it and use it right away.
Just brew it, right?
Yeah.
With hot water. And do you also cook or boil eggs or not this time?
I think we need to boil the egg because we need the protein.
Oh yeah, so we just boil
Yeah.
those eggs. Right?
Eggs, we do like 2 eggs. Is enough, or 3 or 4?
2, that's enough.
2 is enough.
Yeah, 2 is enough.
And also we have like bean sprout, right?
Bean sprout. You're gonna use the bean sprout. It's just under the green bean. Not the string bean, the green bean.
Oh, we still have this one.
Yeah.
It's okay, yeah, I will think of that.
So you're also gonna use the bean sprout as well?
Bean sprout, oh, it's a really good bean sprout.
Yeah, it's really nice, big and fresh and juicy. Yeah. All right, so that's quite a lot actually. That's enough for us for tomorrow until lunch.
Yeah. Maybe. So we are cooking the
Potato.
so steam it.
Don't forget to cook the eggs as well alongside with
Almost.
potato.
Just 2 eggs. Ta-da. So today we're not eating rice. Instead we are eating the potatoes, and this is so many vegetables here. Oh. Okay, John.
It's a pretty easy cooking. So all the veggies are finally cooked.
Brewing the peanut sauce.
So you're making peanut sauce.
Yeah. So it's already there for a long time, so just put it in the bowl.
Right.
You know?
I think so. So that's just a dried peanut sauce.
Yeah, this is a dried peanut sauce here. So tasty. We use boiling water here, so it can be dissolved easily. If we are just using
Cold water.
hot water, it will be like taking like a long time. That's why. And this one is like much faster. But make sure you have like a good spoon, because this one is a little bit too thin, so it's a little bit too hard to mix it up.
So the potato is also cooked, and we just remove the water. So here it is, veggies with peanut sauce, served with boiled potato and boiled egg. This one is I'm gonna have today, this morning for my breakfast, and this one is that I'm going to bring to my office for my lunch today. Is it good?
It's real good.
And it's very healthy.
Yeah. Cucumber is a little bit, I don't know, bitter maybe? Yeah.
It's bitter.
Yeah, but everything else is really good.
So today is day 17 of September 2019, and my body weight today is 57.6, or quite a lot rising from yesterday because I ate too much food in these past 2 days, and my fat percentage was, what was that, 17.4. Sometimes your waist is just blocked like this, so I just step this. But it's not nice to walk. So instead of piling up those soil on the roadside, the workers prefer to pile up those soils on the sidewalks. The same with this. It is 6:30 in the morning. So the sidewalk is closed, but they don't provide us as pedestrians to a path to walk. So I just go and walk inside this, although it's actually closed. It's still morning, it's still 6:30, but I've got to get to the office by 7:30 because I have meeting at that time, and it takes about 1 hour walking from my place, from my apartment to my office. So I think I still have enough time to walk to my office. Like this street vendor, this guy selling veggies and all daily need stuff to the workers who works around here. Again, it is blocked for nothing. You think that we've got to jump this barrier? It's so ridiculous. Some are also selling food for breakfast. Yeah, the traffic is pretty crowded, but the sidewalks are quite empty because only few people are walking in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta, because it's actually not convenient to walk in Jakarta. It is hot, it's dirty, there are so many obstacles, it's just unpleasant. And now government is trying to revitalize the sidewalks by expanding it, by enlarging it, widening it. So hopefully after the construction is done, this sidewalk is gonna be better for us to walk, for the pedestrians, and will attract other people just to walk instead of using their personal vehicles. People here likes to use motorbikes. Whether they drive it by their own or they use a service, Gojek or sharing ride of bike. Yeah, there are a lot of bikes on the street, as you can see here. People are so lazy to walk. For us, 500 meters is already far. They're gonna say it's too far walking 500 meters. They're gonna sweat a lot because we are not used to walk. And you can see when we walk, we need to find our own path. Before this sidewalk is developed into this now condition like this, it was so bad. It was very narrow and there are a lot of vendors, a lot of vehicles are parking, and yeah, basically it's not nice to walk. Now it's getting better and better. Public transport like bus is also becoming one option of Jakarta's people to commute, but it's also very crowded and it just cannot accommodate the amount of people who live in Jakarta, because there are a lot of people who live in here. In the city of Jakarta itself, there are around probably 9 to 11 million people who live in the city of Jakarta. That's not including the people who live in the surrounding areas like in Tangerang, Bogor, Depok, Bekasi, and the number can goes up to probably 20, 25 to 30. I don't know the exact amount, it's just my estimation, but it's gonna be around that. And mostly people are working to Jakarta. They are working in Jakarta while they live in the suburbans, like in those surrounding areas I told before, Tangerang, Bogor, Depok, Bekasi. Because there are a lot of vehicles on the street, the congestion is not avoidable. It always happens every day, and I'm wondering, we are still complaining about this, and I'm also wondering, there is no like a concrete solution from the government to solve this problem, like a real solution. I think the government just let this to happen and just make the people feel how bad it is to depend on their own personal vehicle. So hopefully with that they're gonna change the way they commute to their office into the public transport, or maybe they are living close by, they just go to the office on foot. This way is blocked and I've got to walk on the road. See that the sidewalk is just being used to place all the construction materials, and we've got to walk on the road, and there is no barrier to protect us from the vehicles. Sometimes I took a shortcut like this, walking through the construction materials, but it's a bit dangerous. But at least like you cannot have option whether you're gonna walk in this construction site or you're gonna walk on the road with the vehicles. So both are just difficult choices. This is like the things that make people don't want to walk in Jakarta, because even when they are trying to construct the facility for pedestrians, but they don't even keep in mind that the main purpose is to serve the pedestrians to walk. Like right now, they don't provide us with a proper way. Am I complaining too much? But yeah, you can see why I'm complaining. Don't you think it's hard to decide which way do you want to take? This way on the construction sites that's not done yet, or taking this way on the road along with these vehicles. Another challenge for us as the walkers is when we want to cross the street. Although we are crossing on the zebra cross, and there is also a sign for us to cross in here, mostly the vehicles don't want to stop on, and they don't want to give us a way first. It is a good thing if there is a traffic light on it, so they're gonna stop because they have to stop. But if there is no traffic light, the vehicle just go on and on without stopping and without giving a way to us to cross. Finally, there is like a fragment of this construction site that provide us with a path for pedestrian to walk, but it's only this short, and this is the only one, and the rest are not there. That's the only path that is provided for us to walk, and the rest is just not available. So eventually I arrived at the office after walking 1 hour. So it's now 7:30, so it's just a exact time, 1 hour walking from my apartment to the office. So this is the new appointment for new echelon 3. That's our Minister of Finance, and she congratulates all the new echelon 3s just appointed today. That is the Minister of Labor of Indonesia, and we are now discussing about the economic of Indonesia in the future. And my boss will present in this event representing the Minister of Finance.
Yang kita sampaikan tadi, saya mau sampaikan lagi. Terus memang kita ada kejanggalan dalam penguasaan aset keuangan, dan itu di kita tuh konsentrasinya memang masih cukup besar.
This evening, I'm going to tax office headquarters, and can you see that a lot of people are waiting for the bus because it is the going back home time. And this is the traffic. Meanwhile, in the opposite direction, that direction is going to the tax office headquarters, and this is the way to the city center, and it's pretty spacey, pretty spacious. It's not as crowded as the traffic to the outside of the city. So I'm now inside the bus, and it's unlike the bus that I took before. This bus is pretty empty. So I'm just done, and I'm going back home from the tax office headquarters, and now I'm going to walk back home. And the distance from the office, from the tax office headquarters to my place, the department, it's about 7 km, or it takes about 1.5 or until 2 hours. And now I'm gonna take I'm gonna go there via Jalan Sudirman, which has a very pretty and nice sidewalks. The sidewalks is just so wide, and I think this is one of the best sidewalks in Indonesia that we have, and it's just above the average sidewalks in Indonesia. So I remember when these sidewalks was still under construction, it caused a very bad traffic congestion in Jalan Sudirman. However, at that time, even still now, the street is still congested because there are a lot of vehicles on the road, on the streets. But at that time, when it's still constructed, the sidewalks was still constructed. The developer, the constructor, provided us with a path next to the construction site. They provided the pedestrians a path, a specific path for us to walk. So we were feeling safe to walk there. It's unlike the construction of the pavement or sidewalks near my apartment, which they are so careless, and they really don't care about how we walk when the pavement is constructed. It's still under construction. But when this sidewalks was under construction, the developer really cared about us, and the result now is really pretty and very nice to walk in here. As you can also see, the sidewalks is so wide, and lots of people are enjoying walking in here because there are no obstacles, like there are no street food vendors, there are no vehicles are parking, there are no drivers are parking their vehicles in here. And I think this kind of sidewalks should be an example or a standard for other sidewalks in Indonesia. So the sidewalks in here is really lively and very busy with people walking, and it's a nice experience to know that actually when we are provided with a proper and convenient sidewalks, we do want to walk on the sidewalk. We enjoy walking, but yeah, sometimes there are a lot of still hurdles in Indonesian sidewalks, like the heat of the sun and the street vendors, and some vehicles are still occupying the sidewalks. But like in here, it's so wide that you can actually like doing a lot of activities in the pavement, in the sidewalks. It's so nice to walk in here in Jalan Sudirman. So there are more and more people walking in this sidewalks of Jalan Sudirman. It is because Jalan Sudirman is also integrated with so many bus stops and train station. So yeah, for people, they just walk from their offices nearby here to those bus stops and the MRT station. I think the only negative side of walking in Jalan Sudirman is the pollution, because the pollution in here is so high because of the pollution caused by the vehicles. So the skies are rather foggy even right now. It's still a bit foggy. Yeah, that's the only negative side of walking in Jalan Sudirman. The other things are so great. The government also provides people with more and more open spaces in Jakarta, like this is now in here. The government creates a park for skateboard players to practice in here. Before, they just play their skateboard on the sidewalks, which sometimes disturbs or annoys the pedestrians, but now they have their own place to practice, and that's nice. And those people are walking and they are going to the nearest MRT station as well as to the nearest train station. And in contrast, this is the situation of the sidewalks on the other side of Jakarta. It's so narrow and a lot of obstacle. It's so different with the sidewalks in Sudirman. Just imagine if you are someone who has a special need. It is a real challenge for you just to walk or just to use, for example, to use your wheelchair in these sidewalks. It is so impossible. So it's not accessible for people with special needs. Plus, in some point, the sidewalks are just taken by the street vendors and drivers. And also some shops are just expanding their shop area into the pedestrian area, into the sidewalks area, and they just put their merchandises on the sidewalks just like this. So this definitely takes up the space of the sidewalks.